Hi there, I am Linda Jo Martin, the Book Lady, and I am here with the Books Under the Tree tag. This tag was originally created by Game of Tomes, and I was tagged by Katelyn Davis. Their links are in the description of this video on YouTube. So, here's the first question. They're all in this paper here. What book would you like to find under the tree this year? My answer is that I would like to find, if somebody wanted to give me a book, that would be fine. Any book would be fine. But I would like to find Housekeeping by Marilynne Robinson. And the reason why is that there is a BookTuber here that has told me it's an excellent book and that it's memorable and I'd really like to read it. It's written by Marilynne Robinson, who is the author also of a book that I'm reading right now, Gilead. And so Housekeeping was her first novel, and she wrote it while she was here in Idaho, and I would really like to get hold of a copy. Question number 2. What is the best book you have ever received for Christmas? When I was a child, my grandmother gave me a little white Bible, and that is the best book I have ever received. What book gives you all the Christmas feels? I will go for the Gospel of Matthew because that's where the story of the birth of Jesus is. Well, it's one of the Gospels where it is. I really like the story in the Gospel of Matthew. What book do you plan on reading to put you in the Christmas spirit this year? That is The Night Before Christmas, and all through the house. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. So my father used to read that to us every Christmas Eve. Not New Year's Eve, but Christmas Eve. I'm sure on New Year's Eve he was probably out drinking with my mom somewhere, but on Christmas Eve he would gather the children into his lap and read to us the night before Christmas. It was a tradition, and so I will probably read that again this year. What book have you read this year that you would like to throw out with the Christmas tree after the holidays? I don't want to specifically name a book, but in general, books that exaggerate child abuse, I could live without. They've caused a lot of problems for a lot of people because now people don't seem to trust natural parents to be good parents. And so there are a few books that I have read where I thought that the tales of horrific child abuse during their childhoods was, exaggerated. And at least one of those books, the siblings of the author completely disagreed with the author's account. So that was a letdown to read the entire book and then find out that the siblings do not believe that what the author wrote was valid. What is a book from this year that you would like to place under a friend's tree? One book that I read this year that I really liked was A Man Called Ova? I think it's Ova. Anyhow, yeah, Swedish name. So I'm not up on Swedish names. I'm a simple American in Idaho. So A Man Called Ova, whatever it is, I think would be a great gift to give to somebody because this character, Ova, well, he was just so unique. He was an old man, and he's just so much fun to read about. 7. A challenge. Create a stack of books in which the spines alternate green and red. Share the titles. So, here's my stack of books. And I will now share the titles with you. The first one on top, oh, this is heavy. I gotta do this in a hurry because it's really heavy. Okay, Medicinal, Plants and Herbs. It is a field guide. It's a very nice one. Color pictures, it's great. Recommended. The second one, Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I definitely Definitely. Recommend this book. He is such a good writer. Anything by Charles Dickens definitely is recommended. I love the way he writes. Next, Dropping Your Rock. The freedom to choose love over judgment. Imagine if we didn't judge each other and we just loved each other instead. That would be so ideal. I would love that. Yeah, I think that would solve a lot of problems if we could all agree to do that. Not only on Christmas Day, but all through the year. The next book is Bellboy, a mule train journey. It's the account of a 12-year-old boy's first trip as the rider of the bellmare of a large pack train out of the Forks of Salmon. Takes place in Northern California, based on a true story. The next one is a memoir, A Long Way Gone. Memoirs of a boy soldier. This child was kidnapped and forced to fight in the wars over there in Africa. Very sad. The next one is the Shirley Letters, from the California Mines, 1851 to 1852. Now we come to the Daniel Plan. This is a Christian diet book based on the diet of Daniel in the Old Testament. There's a book called Daniel, and in that you will find out that Daniel was given certain special foods by the king, yet he decided that he wanted his own diet, and that included natural foods. And Daniel was healthier because of it. This is Maybe It Is Time to Laugh Again, Experience Outrageous Joy by Charles Swindoll. I've never read it. I have 2 copies, however, and whenever I have 2 copies of a book, it seems that I should definitely read that book, but it hasn't happened yet. Not that I have anything against laughing and experiencing outrageous joy, but I guess the time hasn't come yet. Last book, Prodigal Summer by Barbara Kingsolver. And it's a bit of a tome. It's a little thick, right? So there's one more question. Number 8. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing out loud for all to hear. Who do you tag? Personally, I'm thinking this is too late for me to tag anyone for this year because it's the 23rd and I know you're all busy. If you feel like you have time for this tag and you want to do it, go right ahead. Consider yourself tagged. However, if you don't want to, I don't blame you. It's like tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So, instead of tagging anyone specifically, I will sing you a song instead. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a new year full of wonderful books to read.